Hello and welcome to another video on my YouTube channel. My name is Julianne Fay and I'm a professional astrologer and a certified angel card reader. On this channel I do pick-a-card readings and I chat crystals, angels, fae, fairies or elementals if you're not familiar with what that is. I also talk about chakras, working with the archangels and ascended masters. I'm not sure if I already said that. And lots of astrology where I can work it in. I do have other just specific astrology posts on this channel, so you can check the playlist if you're interested in looking into that. And I also do a ton of writing on my blog at juliannefay.com/blog. So I highly recommend checking that out, and subscribing to my email newsletter is the best way to stay up to date and informed with the new blog posts I've got coming out, specials I'm running, all of that good stuff. And I like to do pick-a-card videos around the new and full moon, and I send these out alongside my email newsletter. So we are upon this new moon in Capricorn. It's pretty intense and pretty crazy. I'm doing better now, but I have been very up and down myself, and I've been definitely hearing also from a lot of my friends that they've been struggling as well. And I definitely saw it in the astrology when I was, doing charts for my Astro Fairy members, that there's a lot of intense energy right now. This particular new moon is conjunct Pluto, which is a planet that's related to power, oppression, manipulation, and secrets. But the flip side of it is it also allows us to kind of go deep into the darkness and heal what needs to be fixed that maybe has been kind of shadowy and underneath the surface. I know I had some news come out yesterday, which was very like, was not expecting that. So it's a lot of that kind of energy where it's like stuff's coming up and out in order to be healed, but it's also, it can be challenging, and then we're still in Capricorn season, which is ruled by Saturn and tends to be very slow moving energy, but also tough and very karmic. So it's a pretty difficult time, to be honest, but it's important that we have hope and that we hold positive energy for what can come, because the truth is that in another week to week and a half's time, we're going to be moving into Aquarius season. We're going to start to experience the energy of more of these Aquarian shifts that we had at the end of December with Saturn and Jupiter now in Aquarius. We're going to start to really get a flavor and an understanding for what that's about when the sun moves into that space, because the sun always illuminates energy. And we'll definitely have some Sun-Jupiter days coming through there with that, so that'll be really fun as well. Lots of good stuff. We just have to hold on and kind of stay strong in the here and the now and do what needs to be done, however difficult or unpleasant or taxing it might be, to try to do what's present for you in the now. This is the time to kind of, do those like more unpleasant, more mundane tasks, and also to do a lot of planning. I know I've been doing kind of a life audit with myself, looking at different life areas and where would I measure myself in that life area. So it's actually a really good time as well to do some kind of, sitting back and assessing your life and what needs to change as well, so that as we move into subsequent energies, you can take more action upon that. So I've got my beautiful opalite heart tonight. I've got a couple new crystals that I've been working with, vibing on. I have a big crystal collection and I tend to rotate things in and out based on what I feel called to. So lately I've been vibing on lots of pale blues and soft pink crystals. So I've been working with opalite, celestite, my Lemurian quartz, morganite. I've actually got a pink amethyst moon right here. So that's kind of the vibe I've been, crushing on lately, which to me is very Aquarian, like the pale blues and whites, and pink is not necessarily Aquarian, it's a little bit more Piscean because it's more with the heart chakra, but never too early to start working in some heart chakra vibes, So I'm excited to get into some pick-a-cards for you guys. I've got lots of different decks here, so I'm going to show you the decks like usual, and then I will cue up the piles off camera. So I've got Life Purpose Oracle by DV. I have Spellcasting Oracle cards by Flavia Kate Peters. I love this deck, and I love this Oracle deck author, and I want to get more of her decks. I do actually have, don't know if it's linked, it should be linked. It's definitely linked on my blog post, but maybe I will drop that into the description. I do have a Julianne Faye's wish list where I have an assortment of like all kinds of magical things on there that I would love to get. So I'll put that in the description box. There's lots of ways you can give back. You can look at my wish list, you can leave a donation, but even just liking this video, leaving a positive comment, and subscribing is also really amazing way to help support my channel. And of course you can follow me on my socials, which are at Julianne Faye Healing. This is a really important time for us to support small business owners, and you know, we need people in the community to do that, right? We need you to be able to support small business owners to keep us afloat. So we also have Energy Oracle cards by Sandra Ann Taylor. And then, as I feel called, I do have two other decks here. One is a Good Witch Tarot deck, and then Romance Angels by DV/Bradley Valentine. I don't know if he took those over. Then I've got my Astro Dice. I also have something special here. I'm gonna leave it as a surprise when I get to your reading, but something kind of cute and special that I have there as well. So I am going to cue up the piles off camera, and I will BRB. All right, so let's get into it. I'm gonna hold up the piles individually, and then I'll also hold up all three at the same time so that you can have a feel for all three at once. Okay, so I also get to look at the cards at the same time you guys do, so I try my best to not look at the back ones when I show you, but yeah, it's always exciting for me to discover what's in that particular pile along with you guys. It's kind of fun because I get to discover it and then channel at the same time. So, okay, so this is the energy of pile 1. And just FYI, they're all gonna look the same from the back. So you really just wanna focus on the energy. What does the vibration of this pile feel like? And if you need to kind of center yourself, pause this video, take a few deep breaths. Always helps to get into a more centered and grounded place when you're picking a pile. I will say too, sometimes with me, I'll come to a video, a pick a card video, and I'll want to receive a message from it, but I'm a little bit too scattered to actually pick a pile. Instead of just impulse picking a pile, I'll leave the video and come back. And usually the second time I come back, it's like crystal clear, it's this pile. Sometimes though, you are meant to listen to 2 piles, okay? So trust what your intuition says. Maybe it's a little bit of 1 and part of 2. In which case you could always fast forward through like halfway through 1 and, you know, use your intuition to guide you, okay? It's a co-creating experience with your intuition when you're participating in a pick a card video. So this is pile number 1. All right, so that is the energy of pile 1. This is the energy of pile 2. And this is pile 3, okay? If you're still unsure, another way to go about it is to also pause and look at the timestamps, and you can pick from there as well. All right? Gonna take a sip of my tea. And let's get into it. I also want to say a warm welcome to anyone that's found me from Sage App, where I share my blog posts. And if you just stumbled across this channel, welcome, welcome. If you are a regular to my content and my pick-a-cards, welcome, welcome. Everyone is welcome. This is a space where the container is intended to be, I always set an intention to be a channel for messages of love, truth, healing, and peace in this space. And yeah. So let's get into it, okay? I'm gonna start with pile 1 peeps. So if you chose pile 1, these are the cards for you. First, I'm gonna lay them all out just so that I can intuitively kind of check in with what we've got here and see what I feel called to talk about first, okay? Whew. All right. So I think you guys, pile 1 peeps, you're doing some work here around potentially upgrading your skills, possibly your craft. Also, this could be related to career and work. This experience, though, is requiring you to surrender to the process that's unfolding, okay? Because we have trust. This is a card I've been pulling a ton lately myself, so I can relate to this message. And we also have well-being, okay? Now, I do think that you are improving. This could be improving your physical health, your financial health. There's some area of your life that you are improving. And it's weird. I almost said unproving. So I wonder if this is to you unraveling belief systems you might have about that life area, whether it be romance, money, career, whatever it might be. But you're unraveling belief systems you have that it can't get better or that you can't succeed in this area. So I think that you are doing some work here to kind of believe in yourself and also trust that the universe kind of has your back, okay? And you do have practice here and good luck from the spellcasting oracle cards. Okay, so I think that if this is job related, okay, or if it's job or dating related, it might be that you're going through a lot of contenders. You know, you're looking at a lot of different possibilities here to try to figure out what's right for you. And you might be trying on lots of different things for size. That happens with, you know, jobs as well as dating and other things. I'm also hearing for someone house hunting or house shopping or something there. So some of you might even be looking at changing house and you're trying to figure out which one is right for you, which one is the right combination of like amenities versus cost versus location. So there's a lot of like trying things on for size here, but with good luck, the interesting thing about it, and it's funny because we have this cat with like the little crown on his head, or I thought, yeah, he does have a crown on his head. So, you know, there's something here about this situation that you are having good luck with manifesting lots of different options for this, okay? So it's not really like the well is running dry in terms of potential and options. I think the kind of difficult part of it is that you don't have something settled and you don't exactly know which one's going to work out is actually the thing, which is why you do have trust and well-being. You might be having some, you know, kind of like racing thoughts, maybe even anxieties about what to do with this situation, because you do have the thinking woman, but this came up in reverse. So this is my card for an air woman or just an air feminine energy, okay? So this would be Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. Also with a lot more energy now in Aquarius, although really that's going to become more amplified as we go into Aquarius season. There's, you know, this is a lot of fixed sign energy. So we have Saturn in Aquarius, Jupiter in Aquarius, Mars is in Taurus, you know, so we have a lot of energy there and they're all squaring each other, which amplifies everything. And then Uranus is in Taurus and Mars is approaching Uranus. There's so much going on in January. It's astrologically, it's pretty crazy. So there's a lot of fixed energy, which is about holding the energy. Unlike the mutable signs, which would be Virgo, Sag, and Gemini, which can recycle the energy and kind of move it through, fixed signs can hold it. So there is a lot of like holding on to this energy, you know, so you could be thinking a lot. You could even be like borderline obsessing about trying to figure this out, you know. That can be also, even though Capricorn's a cardinal sign, Capricorn, especially when Pluto's involved, which is what we're going through with this new moon, and keep in mind that this is a pick-a card that reflects the new 2-week cycle we're entering, Pluto definitely brings up an obsessive energy. So there could be something here where you are a bit obsessively thinking about things, trying to figure it out, you know, and I know I can relate to this. And you do have strategy here. So you're trying to figure out how to make this work. What's going to work out, you know, what makes sense here for like the long term? How do I work a plan here to get what I want? But I think that part of the obsessing is because you don't quite know what the strategy is. You're trying to actually develop a strategy. But right now, I'm just getting the sense that it's a lot of mixing and matching. Good mixing and matching, though. There's an abundance of options coming your way to explore and like try on, you know. It reminds me when, definitely before COVID, and I kind of stopped going to these types of stores like as I became more sensitive, because it just, well, yeah, I switched kind of the ways in which I would shop as my sensitivity increased. But when I was younger and I was a teacher, I used to be really obsessed with like TJ Maxx. I've not shopped at TJ Maxx in like maybe over, I don't even know. but I used to be really obsessed with like TJ Maxx and like Target, and like I was just someone who would always want to try on a lot of different clothes to then filter through. I mean, I'm a super Virgo, so we like to be very precise, you know, but I would like to try on a lot of different clothes to figure out which styles and kind of what would I like the best. And I always had so much fun trying on so many different options, you know. And now, of course, things are very different because, well, my sensitivity increased. So I started really changing how I shop and shopping more online, and then also at very like small stores, and really moving away from kind of like that type of store. But I think that there can be a fun and an excitement and a playfulness in having lots of different options to pan through and shop from, if you will. So even though there's parts of this situation that might be actually very stressful for you, where you're like, I just want clarity. I want to know what's going on. I want to know what the plan is. I think that your angels are also encouraging you to trust and focus on your well-being right now. Focus on taking care of yourself, getting adequate rest, eating well, exercising, you know, bringing in good things into your life that make you feel good, because this might be a scenario where it's like the obsessing and the worrying isn't really going to change the timeline that's involved. Right now, you're just meant to be kind of trying on different options and shopping different particulars about whatever this is, and trusting that good luck is flowing into this scenario. And I do see you guys getting to a place of more security about whatever this is, because you have man holding a coin. Okay, so this is the energy of this is 43, which sums to a 7, which is in spirituality about spiritual truth, you know. And this is not really focusing, we'll keep it back there. Spiritual truth and a spiritual path. So there might be some aspect to this situation where things are still trying to get sorted out, where there's almost some type of spiritual growth that you go through because of these hiccups in the process or delays or things like that. Each person or each situation related to whatever topic this is related to for you, in each encounter, it's like you get closer and clearer on what it is that you want, you know. So you're kind of like refining your shopping list so that once you're ready to check out, you're really clear on the items that you're checking out, that you want these in your life, you know. And with man holding a coin, this is a card that, for me, this is like a Taurus man, but this could also be another type of earth man, like a Virgo man or a Capricorn man. But it's really very Taurian, because Taurus tends to be they tend to like draw in the energy related to money, and they tend to hold on to it, money as well as just material assets in general. So, you know, I think that part of this is also like you're looking at what's in best alignment with your self-worth and what will bring you the most value and what will give you the most security. And it's interesting because, you know, Mars is transiting in Taurus, so that's a big shift for us, because Mars was transiting in Aries for literally almost 6 months of 2020, and I talked about that in lots of blog posts that I wrote. But now it's in Taurus, so we are now looking at, okay, how do I proceed forward? How do I put my energy, my drive, and my willpower into these things in a way that's in alignment with what's for my highest good and my self-worth? So there is a lot of discernment energy that's going on, you know, in this process. So I see you guys getting to this place of more clarity and security, but you're going through a phase where you are trying on different things for size. And right now your medicine is to just really trust that good luck is flowing in the situation, that you're going to continue to have options to explore, and to just really focus on feeling good in your well-being, and trust that kind of, you know, your angels and the universe are, you know, you could see they're literally like pointing the way. They're pointing like onwards and upwards. So more is yet to come, okay, with this scenario. I'm going to roll my astro dice here for you guys. All right, so we've got Mercury in the second. You guys can see that. Mercury in the second, that's Neptune. We want Mercury. It's hard for me to see it. Mercury in the second. And this is in Scorpio. All right, so this is perfect. Mercury in the second, that actually becomes like a Mercury and Taurus energy. The second house is the house of Taurus. So this is like methodical, almost like to the point of stubbornness and perseverance in this path of trying to figure out the best alignment with your self-worth. And then with Scorpio there, that's a lot about like diving deep, not giving up, perseverance, and also research. This is like major about research. So do your research about these people, situations, or things. Ask questions, compile a list of questions for them, you know, ask the right questions, and really just do your research about it, because you deserve to align with and receive what's best for you. So this is like an energy of use this time to ask the right questions and kind of do the research in the right places to align with whatever's in your best interest, and also I'm hearing what aligns with your life and your lifestyle choices, okay? So the mini surprise I was talking about, I have my Angel Numbers 101 book, which I love this book. I highly recommend getting it. It might be a little bit harder to get now that TV, you know, transitioned, not in that way, but in the other way. You guys know what I mean. But what I wanted to do was just intuitively open to a page and then read you guys the affirmation related to that number, okay? So for pile number 1, what is it that we need to see, hear, feel, and understand for pile 1 peeps? Okay, so I'm feeling called to this page at the very top. So we have 279, okay? Trust that you're on the right path for your divine life purpose. 279, trust that you're on the right path for your divine life purpose. So that is beautiful, and I think that really fits with what your reading was about, which is a lot about trust. Trust that you are on the right path, you are being guided, you are going to figure this out, and really just use this time in which it's a little bit, you know, unsettled is a good word, to almost try and get into the energy of playfulness about it. Like, okay, well, you know, this one says this and this one has that, and it's kind of like, okay, I'm trying to coordinate these different possibilities, and in the process I'm learning a lot about what I do want. All right, so sending you guys love. Pile 1 peeps, please leave a comment below. Let me know how that resonated with you. I always love hearing from people about how things resonate with their life. And feel free to also like this video, subscribe to this channel, and you can follow me on my socials. You can, if you are interested in a paid reading, you can find out about paid readings on my Etsy shop or at juliannefey.com/cards. And also my blog is at juliannefey.com/blog. Sending you so much love. All right, pile number 2 peeps. These are the cards for you. Let's get into it. Pile 1 had a really good reading with some really clear messages, so I'm hopeful for you guys as well to get some clear messages here. Okay. Let me take a second here. So you guys have a bit of a different energy than pile 1 had. Although there might have been certain energy in pile 1 you were attracted to, so if you were drawn to both, you might want to go back and check out pile 1 as well, or parts of it. But in general here, I think that you guys are trying to figure out how to almost like build up your strength and keep going even in the face of certain adversities. Because we do have willpower here from the, what's the name of this deck? My favorite deck, and I've forgotten the name. Spellcasting Oracle cards, okay. So we have willpower here, which is saying that there is a card in this deck called Lighten Your Load, in which it's like they're carrying the world on your shoulders. With this one, she's actually got the earth and the moon, if you could see that. She has the earth and the moon each in a hand. So she's trying to balance her need for kind of earth and practical things with her emotions and her feelings. So that moon is not really coming up too good, but it is there. Oh, there you could see it, okay. And then you guys also do have grieving. So yeah, there might be, this to me is like kind of 3 of Swords-ish, so 3 of Swords-ish. So there might be some energy here where you are going through some heartbreak or sadness, frustration, a lot of just like really sad. I felt that in my throat, like actually caught up. I felt it from my heart go up to my throat. So this might even be affecting your speech in some type of way where you are feeling, you know, certain sadness about a particular situation in your life, and you're trying to summon the courage and the willpower to kind of move beyond these like very intense feelings and move through what this is about for you. And I think that part of this might be also related to something with manifestation, because we have the Magician and the Mirror, but this did come up in the reverse position, okay? So there might be something here where you're feeling really blocked with your manifesting abilities right now. You know, traditionally this card, it's like he's got kind of like fire and ice, and he has this, it's a very alchemical card. So he has this ability to really like commandeer many different elements and bring them together and make things kind of work and create things out of nothing. And there might be a part of you that's just like, I don't believe in myself right now that I can create, that I can manifest. There could even be a part of you that believes that you don't even know how you're going to get through this, or you don't know how you're going to get past this or work through it. Okay. And I do think that there's something here where you're internalizing this as something that's wrong with you and your manifesting abilities, that you don't have this figured out by now, or even that you're in this situation to begin with. So there is a lot of sad energy here, and just a lot of like despondence is a good word, you know, where you feel just at times like even hopeless and frustrated and or hopeless about your situation and how you're going to move through it. And I will say, at the beginning of this video, I talked a little bit about the astrology. I do have lots of blog posts on my site, juliannefey.com/blog, which are really nourishing reads. There's one that's finding your way when you feel lost. That would be a really great one for you guys to check out. And I have more coming that relate to kind of personal strength and empowerment. So make sure that you're following my blog posts. A great way to do that is to sign up for my email newsletter so you can stay up to date with those reads. And of course, I'm always available to do private readings and soul coaching sessions and astrology readings if you do want to go deeper in exploring some of what this is about and what's blocking you from your manifestations. You guys also have Free Yourself and Honeymoon, okay? So I think this is just reflecting this energy here where you do feel very trapped. You feel like you don't really have clarity on what your options are to get out of this situation. This honeymoon card, although it kind of has a happy connotation when we hear the word honeymoon, to me, I also pull this card when I feel very out to sea, or I feel like I'm kind of more isolated or alone in my situation, because it's got the water, it's got the moon. So it's like a very emotional, very watery card. So yeah, I think this is also you feeling trapped in your feelings. So this can be also, you know, a good indication about you seeking the right help that can support you to navigate through these feelings. So the right therapist or the right counselor or even a social worker or someone that could help you to really kind of move through the energy of feeling trapped and maybe feeling stuck with these feelings, okay? And you can absolutely also find a spiritually minded counselor or a therapist. You might have to look a little bit, you know, and maybe your budget is limited or you have certain circumstances, but you'd be surprised. You know, certain people are more open-minded than others. So you might even be able to talk about some of your spiritual things with your therapist, you know. Now, I think the medicine that you guys need to work, it's really clear here in the cards, because you've got rest and rejuvenation, okay? And then you have Angel of Love. So you really need to take a step back from, you know, because emotional energy and especially grieving and kind of purging emotions, it's very exhausting, you know, and I think we as a society, we don't really talk about that enough, because we associate work as like, oh, I showed up at this time and I did this work and I came out the door at this time, or like I clocked in and out at this time. And yes, that's one form of work, but emotional work, shadow work, that's also really hard work too, okay? So I think that you guys need to take breaks. You might need to take extra naps or rest at this time in order to just process these emotions and potentially even like this shadow work purging that you're going through, and really use this as an opportunity to have extreme self-care and self-love right now while you're working through these feelings and what these feelings are trying to teach you, okay? And surround yourself if you can, or just bring in the energy of love. So I was talking at the beginning about really heart chakra crystals. I don't think that's an accident. I think you guys would really benefit from working for more heart chakra crystals. Okay. I'm hearing rhodochrosite from my angels, like really, really strongly. So somebody needs rhodochrosite ASAP, which is a really good stone, really good crystal that does help with trauma related to the heart chakra and also healing a broken heart in many type of ways. Rose quartz is always great, and then there's lots of crystals as well. Lepidolite helps with anxiety. That's more purplish. There's so many, okay? But somebody listening to this needs rhodochrosite. So go on Etsy. I don't have any partnerships with people that sell crystals, although I'd like to. So if you know a really good crystal seller on Etsy, please feel free to hook us up together, because I'd like to set up a partnership with some crystal peeps. But yeah, there is a need here for you guys to connect with the energy of love and the heart chakra. Also, I do have a partnership with Rocks Polish, who makes crystal infused nail polish. I think right now I'm wearing chalcedony, if I remember correctly, but she definitely has a rose quartz one. She has a moonstone one. She has some really beautiful loving ones. So that's another option as well. And I have a coupon code for that. If you look in the description in my Eco Fairy guide, you can see that there. But yeah, you guys need some self-love, you need some rest, you need a timeout, okay? And I wouldn't be surprised if even in that timeout, there's emotions that come through, but it's almost like you need to create, and I feel this heaviness in my heart, you need to create this safe space for you to process these feelings and kind of move them through, so you can feel like a little bit stronger, a little bit clearer on how to redirect your energy with whatever it is that you're trying to manifest. And I think what could also help you out a lot is flowers. Okay, so I've gotten into the habit of buying myself flowers a lot now when I go to the grocery store, and it's just a really wonderful practice. There's a whole branch of spirituality called, flower therapy. Robert Reeves pioneered that with DV, and he has books on it you can read. He also has a specific oracle card deck related to that. Bringing in the energy of flowers into your space could be really good. This could also be a nudge as well about essential oils, working with essential oils, which really, really help with like the brain, and they're amazing on so many levels, essential oils. So you can work with essential oils, and geranium is a really good, happy, mood boosting one. I also love, I haven't worked with it in a while, but what is the name of it? It's not coming to me, so I'm just going to surrender it. But geranium, I'm currently working a lot with balsam fir and cypress oil, which I really love. I use for my oils, I use a combination of different ones, but I do also use jade bloom, and they're also in my Eco Fairy guide, so you might want to check them out. It's driving me crazy. I can't think of the name of that one. It's not meant to be. But yeah, you guys need to bring in some loving spiritual tools into your space. Okay, beautiful, beautiful, soft, feminine tools. Okay, so heart chakra crystals, flowers, essential oils, rest. I see you guys even taking the flowers. So another thing too, I'll show you guys. I have one here. I have some beautiful flowers. Okay. So when you are finished with the flowers, when they're starting to kind of go, okay, don't just throw them into the trash. You can create a ceremony where you actually, so this is tips from a fairy soul, you can create a ceremony where you lovingly place them on the earth. I do this a lot with roses, because roses tend to go pretty quickly. But as they start to dry out, you can take the petals and you can collect those dry rose petals, and I use those as offerings in rituals that I'll do in nature, or even if I'm creating like an altar display, I'll use them there. So you can repurpose the flowers in different ways, okay? So yeah, but you guys need that, okay? So let me do some astro dice for you. We've got Mercury in Cancer, a lot of mercurial energy. Pile 1 had some mercurial energy as well, but in a very different way. Mercury in Cancer, so this is feeling all the feels, okay? Lots of feelings here. And this is the 11th house, which is the house of Aquarius and groups and communities. So it might be really helpful for you guys, if you pick this pile, to look into a support group, okay? Whatever it is that you're going through, is there a support group you know, a lot of groups are now meeting virtually. Is there a support group that you could reach out to that could help you connect with other people going through something similar? I know I went through a healing course last fall, which was completely life-changing. And one of the greatest assets, not only was the course great itself for the topic of what it was and how it related to my life and what I was wanting to heal, but also the Facebook group that went along with it was such a supportive community, and I can continue to access that supportive community. So don't underestimate the power of community and friendship to help you navigate more into where you want to go, because we all learn from each other, okay? Lastly, I wanted to do a little surprise. So I'm using my Angel Numbers 101 book, and I want to just intuitively pick an affirmation message for you from this book. I love this book. It's like I love this book so much. So let's see, what does pile 2 need to see, hear, feel, and understand right now? All right, so I'm feeling this one. So it says this, I got 90 for you. Okay, so the 9, that would sum to a 9 in numerology, which is related to karma, endings and beginnings, the end of a cycle before you start a new one. Okay, so 9 always follows before you go back to 1. And it says, God is calling upon you to work on your divine life mission without delay. You are ready. Take action today doing something related to your spiritual interests. So I think this is a bit of a nudge for you to explore that healing course, explore that healing practitioner, explore that healing book, explore that healing community, okay? There's a nudge for you here to just, you need some support. You need to connect with others, you know, and find ways to access more healing about the situation you're going through and not expect to do it all by yourself, you know? Okay, so hi, I'm sending you love, pile 2. Please leave a comment. Let me know how that resonated with you. Give this video a like, subscribe to my channel, and check out on my blog, subscribe to my email newsletter, some of those amazing supportive articles that you can read there, which will give you also some soul food. But yeah, pile 2 peeps, you guys need to connect with people that can support you and also take some time for yourself to process what it is that you're going through. Okay, so sending you guys love. All right, pile 3 peeps, let's get into your reading. I did a little bit of an energy clearing on myself because pile 2 had quite a heavy energy. So if you were drawn to pile 2, feel free to check that one out and then come to this one. And I'm excited to see what you guys have going on. Okay. All right. So just give me a second to kind of acclimate to your energy here. So you guys have a little bit of inklings from pile 1 and 2, but in your own unique way, okay? So first of all, you guys have, I don't know where to begin because everything is like very distinct. So the people that pick this pile, you guys might have a very distinct energy, okay? You might have like, there's a clarity about you in some type of way, but we have heart's desires. The angels are supporting, guiding, and protecting you as your dreams become a reality. FYI, this has been a theme running through all these pick a cards, which is this desire for manifestation. And there's this undercurrent of like doubt and fear and worry that you're not achieving your goals fast enough or that you're not manifesting properly. That's been an undercurrent throughout all 3 piles. So you guys have a bit of that too. And I do think when that happens, it's a lot about the current energies, especially with this Capricorn energy we're under right now. You know, at the time of recording this and with this new moon cycle with Pluto conjuncting there, that can bring up a lot of hidden fears and like subconscious worry and like darker shadowy energy that has to be confronted. So you guys have a little bit of fear and worry here about not being able to manifest what you want, and you're doing a fairly good job though of trying to balance your emotions with groundedness because she's walking along the edge of the ocean there. This could also be a really positive indicator that would benefit you to get out more in nature if you can even safely walk along the ocean, you know, can be really, really healing. And you guys have stay optimistic about your love life, but this doesn't have to be love life. This could be, you know, any area of your life. Stay optimistic about your job search, about your housing search, whatever it is for you. But this did come up in reverse. So to me, this is just really affirming, okay, the fact that there are absolutely things that you're wanting to sink click into place, okay, to sync up with you, click into place, however you want to say it. You want these things to align with you, but there's something here where it's like they're delayed, they're taking longer than you want or thought they would, or you're just really not sure what's going down with this. Like you're kind of like, I don't even know anymore. And sometimes that playful, I don't even know anymore, shifts into the opposite frequency, which is like, I give up. They'll never get back to me. I don't know if this is ever going to work out. So watch that like fatalist thinking, okay, where it's like super black and white of like, okay, well, because it's this, it's that, you know, and really trying to just like kind of like this, you know, the ocean by the shore, like moderate yourself with those feelings. And yes, those feelings are going to sometimes rush in. There's going to be a big wave of energy that rushes in, and then sometimes it's going to be a little bit not as emotional, okay? So kind of like riding the waves here. I wouldn't be surprised if people that pick this pile also even have strong Cancerian energy, because Cancer does rule the tides, you know, or there's something here too with like, you know, if you have a moon cycle, that there could also be something here about that, like emotions and hormones. We have home and career, but in reverse. So I think that whatever it is that you're trying to manifest, this is related to, this was a message that came up for another pile as well about manifesting a new home. So you might have been drawn to that pile too, but there's a desire here for like a more peaceful home life, possibly moving or some new situation with your home. It's like a craving and a desire to change that. And then also with career in reverse, I just want to make sure I'm looking at everything. With career in reverse, you feel like partially what's blocking you from moving into this new home is the financial situation, the career situation, you know. Now, it could also be another meaning of this card is that home life is actually quite good with, you know, home in the upright, but career in reverse. It's like home life is quite good, fairly stable at the moment, fairly peaceful, but career is in need of work, you know. So take what resonates for you and your situation. Now we have door to spirit, okay? So you're definitely being helped. You're being helped from people potentially crossed over, loved ones from the other side, your angels, your guides, they are absolutely helping you. So it might be really good for you to try to sit in meditation and see what downloads can come to you, because they're right there and they're helping you. So why not invite in the opportunity to, you know, receive insights from your guides. And you do also have goddess of the moon. So again, we've got a lot of moon energy, which is very Cancerian. So honoring what your feelings are teaching you right now and telling you, and honoring also the cycles. This is goddess of the moon, and the moon also is very strongly linked to Archangel Haniel. She's related to women's cycles and yeah, just that like ebbing and flowing of energy. So you guys are needing to just practice, like, I wouldn't be surprised too if or not, let me rephrase. What could be really helpful to you is even playing music of like the tides. You know, you can definitely get like ocean sounds on YouTube or Spotify, and listening to the sound of the ocean, or if you can visit the ocean safely, would be really good for you, okay? To just reconnect with that energy of like, you know, because if you think about it, the ocean doesn't just push, push, push like all the time. It pushes and then it recedes. It pushes forward and then it recedes. And it's a cycle of give and take. And that's sometimes how life is. Sometimes there's active energy upon us, and sometimes we need to be receptive. So I think you're learning how to practice this giving and receiving an energy and pushing forward, taking action when is right, and then at times understanding I need to just surrender, I need to just pull back, and I need to be patient, okay? So there's a desire and a need here for you to kind of like manage your feelings that are coming through a bit better. And we do have door to romance here, card 33, okay? So something's coming in, whether it's that right house, that right job, that right person, something's coming in that you're gonna feel really, really excited and crushing about, okay? So something's coming in that's gonna feel really good. This is card 33, so that's an Ascended Master number, which is definitely, it takes time to get there, but so it might take a little bit more time than you'd like to get to where that is. Because this is 33, this could also be an indicator that it's going to be closer to the end of a particular month, okay? So the end of this month or next month or something like that. Or it could also be representing the month, the third month of the year, which would be March. But Yeah, you guys have some good energy coming in. I think your medicine, your work right now is around connecting with your guides more through meditation to get downloads, and connecting with the ocean if you can physically, as well as through audio, to just remind you of that frequency, that like Neptunian energy. And also your medicine is around allowing these cycles to exist, and not becoming overly fixed on, okay, well, just because things aren't moving forward, nothing is happening. Sometimes things move forward and then sometimes they recede. Both are normal and natural. And in fact, that's what the divine feminine teaches us, right? The divine masculine is like push, it's like a linear arrow, but the divine feminine is, you know, more like the infinity symbol. It knows that there's an up and a down and things like that. So you need to kind of balance your divine feminine, your divine masculine energies here, okay? Because you might be overly fixated on one or the other, and that's causing you to feel more out of balance. I'm gonna roll my astro dice for you guys. All right, so we've got Moon in Scorpio. We definitely had a fair amount of Scorpio energy come through, especially kind of more so pile 1 had that. So Moon in Scorpio, and then the 6th house. Okay, so Moon in Scorpio is super, super adept at research and being able to unearth and uncover where there might be like deception or manipulation. The other side of it, though, is that they can become more consumed with obsession. It can become a little bit obsessive, okay? And with the 6th house here, that's the house of Virgo, which is around health and routines, okay? And so this might be a big energy here about you are becoming almost like obsessive with this thing that you're trying to manifest, and it in some ways might be affecting your mental health a little bit, where like you can't sleep at night, or you're having more anxiety or more worry because you're just constantly thinking about this thing you want to manifest, and it's like that it's not here yet and stuff. So with the 6th house here, it's saying don't forget to take care of your health and to focus on good routines in your life. Okay, good sleep, exercise, diet, taking care of your body, nourishing your body the right way, getting outside in nature, supporting yourself with positive routines that help you to kind of like help you so you don't, and that's also what I was talking about, those tides. It's like you might catch yourself on a wave where you're like really obsessing about it. That might be an indicator you have to like, okay, I've been obsessive. Like, for example, yesterday I was obsessively checking my emails and socials because I was anticipating certain news, and I really just like made myself sick with like how obsessively I was checking, how obsessively I was checking, you know, for updates about different things. And today I was like, okay, we have to really be like, barely, like, don't even turn our phone on if we can, don't even check our email if we can, because we have to balance the extreme of what yesterday was, and we have to focus on some other things. So you guys might need to be doing that, where you have to balance and like rein yourself back in. I want to, the surprise was that I wanted to read you guys an intuitively chosen affirmation from this book, which is Angel Numbers 101. So what does pile 3 need to see, hear, feel, and understand right now? All right, and I was drawn to my Isis Ascended Master card that I have here. So you might want to consider working with the Egyptian divine feminine goddess Isis, who helps us actually balance career, family, and home life, okay? So you have 244. You guys can see that. 244, it says, you are surrounded by powerful angels who love you unconditionally. There is nothing to fear. That is so perfect, okay? So when you're having this fear, this worry, this obsession come up, that things aren't working out, that you're not manifesting your needs, you need to just really, like that card, Door to Spirit, you need to plug in through meditation and whatever that is for you, whatever spiritual way that you like to connect best. Plug into your connection with your guides, because you are being helped, you are being supported, you're not alone in this manifestation. Remember, it's a co-creating process with the universe, so it's not all on you. There's other people on the other side that also have your best interest at heart, and they want what's best for you too. So invite in their help, and at times you might have to practice some surrender, and you might have to, a good practice for people with this pile too could be like when the worry and the obsession and the fear is getting really loud, draw up a quick T-chart, so that would be like that, right, in your notebook, and write on one side things I can control, on the other side write things I cannot control. So for example, things I can control, applying to that job. Things I cannot control, when they get back to me. Things I can control, making myself a healthy, yummy meal. Things I cannot control, when the kitchen is available, right? And you can go on and on. So you're gonna have to practice like letting go of the things that in some ways they involve other people's free will and they're out of your power, you know, and then really hone in on the things that you can do, which, you know, are related to good self-care and good practices for yourself. All right, so I'm sending you love, pile 3. Please leave a comment below. Let me know how that was for you. Like this video, subscribe to this channel, and I love it if you can check out my blog on juliannefey.com/blog. You can check out my email newsletter there, or subscribe to my email newsletter there. And if you'd like, you can also leave a donation or check out my wish list. Or if you'd like to get a paid reading, you can also check that out. That's at juliannefey.com/cards. And all my offerings, I do astrology and soul coaching and many things. They're on my Julianne Fey site as well as my Etsy shop. So all that will be in the description box and you can check that out. Sending you guys love, pile 3. And with that, we've come to the end of this video. So if you decided to watch more than one pile or just rolled right into this ending, thank you for being here. And I look forward to seeing you guys at the next new full moon, or sooner if you're reading my blog posts, and or even sooner than that if you're in my Astro Fairy or Fearlessly Fairy memberships. And sending you guys love for a peaceful and productive new moon cycle with this new moon in Capricorn. Bye.